Traffic heading in and out of downtown Minneapolis, Minnesota. The setting for our broadcast tonight. It's the NBA. Welcome to our Sunday night broadcast here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. And now a moment to check out the leaders in the All-Star voting. Balloting underway.
And this is really a fun time of year. You're starting to see which players are going to be in the running to make the All-Star team.
Well, you look at the professor. He's at the head of the pack in the West.
And I can't say that anyone is surprised. Always one of the players that everyone loves to watch.
And keep tuning in for updated results. You can visit NBA.com for more. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Farrell is out there with Williams. Then there's the professor. Then there's Shake and Bake, and it's Sharp in at the center position. And for the Timberwolves, Clark is out there with Johnson. And it's Hall in at the four-man position. Clark, here we are in mid-season, and some teams have already exceeded early expectations, starting to show that they are the real deal.
Yeah, no fluke, and that's what we call validation. Again, you have such a long season early on. The schedule can work in your favor, but as we get to this point in the season, Kevin, teams are starting to show you who they really are, answering doubters, and it's got to be extremely satisfying when you prove folks wrong.
Absolutely. And so it's Minnesota with it after Los Angeles picked up 3 with their last shot. Shot clock at 6. That's tipped, and they'll keep possession. Here's the professor. And Lewis has it in the corner. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game. Still can't get anything going here after 3 tries.
Passes it to the professor. Shoots. That misses, so no good on his first attempt of the night. Pass to Edmonds. Johnson with it. Lets it go with a 3. Good on the three-point shot.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
The professor passes to Lewis. The kick out to Williams. There's the pass to the professor. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now here's Johnson. Clark, the pass to Anabogu. Johnson against Williams. Nice D from Williams.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Here's Lewis. And the shot falls short this time. Minnesota's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Here's Clark. Lewis covering. Pass to Atkins. From outside the arc, and again, Minnesota with the triple.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Los Angeles leading by 3.
Well, you know, for so long, Mike D'Antoni has been a vanguard on NBA offense. His teams have always played great offense, moving, spacing, dynamic players. Defense has not been at the level of offense, but I think he's actually improved as a coach in that area as well.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Here's Clark. Lewis covering. And that one's good by Clark. And Clark, part of it for D'Antoni is that he is delegating defensive duties.
Yeah, and I like that, Kevin. He's made sure to have a defensive coordinator on his staff, delegating that role and responsibility. He thinks and knows that his team is better off that way.
Drills it from outside. The professor's got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for Los Angeles. Timberwolves trail by 6. Knocked away. Here's Clark. He's guarded by Williams. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Pass to Lewis for 3. The shot that time, not on target. So Minnesota will take it the other way. On the wing, Johnson. 1:52 left to play in the first. Farrell can't hit.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Atkins. Nails the wide-open jump shot. 5 points in the game. Los Angeles leading by 4. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Numbers for the professor. Great showing for him last season. Tops in scoring, first in shooting percentage. And he also ranked number 2 in steals. Just great anticipation to go along with that quickness to capitalize.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him number 1 last year. You can't stop him. And you can't even really contain him. Here's Mr. Moves. He picked up 15 points in their last win again.
And he passed the ball so well in that game, keeping everybody involved, even as he was racking up all those points.
Here's Hines. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
35 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Drew got a hand on it. Who is outside? Pass to man. Now the pass to the professor. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
Here's Clark from deep 3. And, he hits the buzzer beater.
Ringing the bell. That's the way to close a quarter.
Talk about lifting up a team and energizing them at the end of a quarter. A 3 at the buzzer, that'll do it.
And so it's Los Angeles, bringing the quarter to a close. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for Los Angeles?
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Timberwolves trail by 7. And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Young is up there with Shake and Bake. And there's the bulldozer. Then there's the professor. And it's man in a shooting guard. Here's Young after the basket by Minnesota.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop.
Well, I tell you what, they've got this team just a step away from being completely asleep.
And the Timberwolves with possession here. After the basket by Los Angeles. Got a piece of it. Here's Mr. Moves. Down low, the bulldozer passes to Young. Clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. It's Clark with the rebound.
Tell you what, that is a missed opportunity from mid-range for sure. With as little defense as was shown, should have made that one.
Here's Drew. And another three for Minnesota. Los Angeles leading by 4. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. The leaner. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 8 points for Shake and Bake. Clark, you were so prolific in so many areas of the game. Which part of basketball came the easiest for you?
I think the rebounding piece. I always had a knack for sniffing out missed shots and had the size and timing and hands to chase down rebounds, but that was probably the strength of my game and the most unique part of it at an early age. And then the ball handling. My dad was 6'4" in the 50s, which meant he pretty much played inside, and he drummed into my head and my heart. Make sure you can handle that ball. So from the time I started playing, I was dribbling and making sure I could handle it, and it served me well during my playing career.
Anabogu's checked in for Minnesota. Johnson comes in for Clark, and then for Los Angeles. Williams comes in for Young, and Farrell subbed in for Lewis. A nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Farrell. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
You know, you'd like to see a little more effort there defensively, but maybe they wanted him to take that shot, baited him into it.
Inside, Williams with the steal. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession. Here's the list of players who had the most steals in the NBA last season. Well, you look at the professor, such quick hands, second in the NBA.
He showed such tremendous defensive instincts. Trust me, nobody wanted him guarding them last year.
Timberwolves trail by 6. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Count the basket.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
Here's Mr. Moves.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here's Drew. Johnson outside. 6 on the shot clock. A three-pointer off the mark. Los Angeles leading by 6. On the wing, Williams. Scoring his third straight basket in 3 tries.
That's a nice play there. Not going to miss many from there.
Minnesota's gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Johnson outside. Passes it to Anabogu. Connects from 3-point range. Anabogu's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Williams passes to Mann. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Got a piece of it. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Drew.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Here's Mr. Moves. He has 5. Pass to the professor. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Anderson trying to free himself up. No good with the layup.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
And there's the pass to the Bulldozer. Here's Farrell. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Here's Williams. It's deflected. Pass to Drew. Shot from 12. They get it back. It's tipped.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
You can't just heave it, though. I mean, it's got to be a quality shot.
Right side, Williams. He gets that one. Williams has got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Drew. Another miss by Minnesota. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the professor. He's guarded by Johnson. To the left wing. Here's Mann. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Yeah, he's shown terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
You know, numbers don't always tell the story, guys, but his assist totals do paint the picture here. I mean, he's got everybody involved.
And so it's Los Angeles, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here on our halftime show. Well, actually, we can't see you, but you can see us, but you get it. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And guys, for Los Angeles, Shaq, let's get your insight on the visiting team.
Some great work from them with the 3-ball. They came in with the idea that they can attack this D from long range. They were rotating the ball on the perimeter and letting it fly. And they got a good look. It's a strategy that paid off with a barrage of threes. That's my barrage sound.
Kenny, let's get your input on the Timberwolves.
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And, you know, that's not a job they ask him to do very often, but in the first half, I thought he was in perfect sync with his teammates.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. They've got Clark, also Johnson out there, and it's Atkins in at the 3 spot. They're the group for Mike D'Antoni starting the second half. Passes it to Hall. Johnson kicks to Clark over Lewis, and that one's good by Clark. Clark's got the first bucket of the third here for the Timberwolves. Los Angeles leading by 11. The professor passes to Lewis. This one for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Lewis has got 11 points.
Yeah, the D with very little pressure on their perimeter shooters. 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been from beyond.
Here's Clark. He has 7. That one good for 2. Clark's got 4 this quarter.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. Johnson can't hit. Los Angeles leading by 15. Pass to the professor. Back to Lewis. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Not pretty. You just got to shake off a miss like that.
Adkins passes to Johnson. Here's Hall. Williams with the block. Here's Farrell. Softly drops in the floater. And Los Angeles leads by 17.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
Minnesota's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight, 5 of 12. Johnson with the bounce pass. Hall, he's guarded by Williams. Hall passes to Adkins. Fires for 3, hands it from downtown. 8 points for him.
Consistency all game long. He's going to continue, I think, to have to take it over to get them back in the game.
Los Angeles calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
It's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
She gon' get it, I need in my position. Vacation, I'm living, got so many Benjamins, they think I'm getting it print. I came with them, deal. Still living in your crib, you can't even comfort a kid. Want some money? Just say it with me. Speaking out facts.
Anderson, he's checked in for Minnesota. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Young's checked in for Williams. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill. Outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with a guard. A guy on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Here's Johnson. After the basket by Los Angeles. There's the dish to Clark. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
And you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Lewis with the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Lewis has got 14.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
And good that time. 8 points for Johnson. Here's the professor. 17 points in the game. Kicks it to Lewis. Lays it up and banks it in. Lewis has got 8 points here in this quarter.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Timeout called, first of the game for Minnesota.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In fourth, the Timberwolves.
And you know what? These are two of those teams that just live off their transition game. They put a lot of pressure on you defensively because that's where they get the bulk of their offense.
We've got 1:23 left here in the third quarter. He can't hit that time. Los Angeles leading by 14. Here's Mann. Drew passes to Clark. He kicks it to Anderson. Shot clock at 6. Here's Hines. And once again off the mark by Minnesota. To the middle, out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Timberwolves trail by 14. Here's Drew. 5 points in the game. Unloads from 13. No good from Clark. LA's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Young, right side. The pass to Mann. Outside for Lewis. Young outside. Takes the 3. Hits the three-point bomb. The Professor's got 6 in the quarter.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
And so it's Los Angeles, feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. And if they keep training the threes like they've been so far, their lead is safe. Back to the action after this word. And now we take a look back to Mike D'Antoni talking to his team from the huddle.
Rebounds and loose balls. We got to get them. We got to get them. Let's go. Let's go. Got to want a little bit more.
Greg, you can tell by his voice he wants his guys to give everything they've got right now.
No doubt, especially on the backboard. For them to secure this win, that needs to happen.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Williams is out there with the bulldozer. Then there's Shake and Bake. Then there's Mr. Moves. And it's the Professor in at the point. Here's Hines. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They host the Kings after this game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. Stolen away. Pass to Clark. Here's Drew. Lewis covering. Just 5 on the clock. Three-pointer on the way. Sinks the three-pointer. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Here's the Professor. Lewis down low, and it's blocked. Hines, Lewis covering. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. Hines, Lewis covering. It's good.
His mid-range shot is very solid. I mean, for some reason, the defense let him have it.
Here's Mr. Moves. Passes it to the bulldozer. Here's the Professor. Bangs home the trifecta. The Professor's got 23 points.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and Coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Pass to Clark. Fires from deep. That's the 6th make from the field. He's taken 9 shots and missed but 3.
First three of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Here's the professor. The rebound by Anderson.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And so it looks like the Timberwolves will retain possession here. A chance to check out Los Angeles' upcoming schedule. On Saturday, they'll tip off a homestand starting with the Sacramento Kings. Then on Wednesday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Portland, and they'll be taking on the Trailblazers. Minnesota calls timeout. Clark, a big jump in scoring, but I think a lot of that is because of the prolific role players we have in the NBA now.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. When you think about starters putting up points and then you have guys that fortify benches and can get points in bunches, the first name that comes to mind for me, Lou Williams. A designated role of scoring the basketball in limited minutes. And when he gets it going, watch out. Nobody quite like Lou Williams putting it in the basket as a role player.
Paul's checked in for Minnesota. Johnson comes in for Drew. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Mike D'Antoni was talking about with his team. His emphasis was for more effort on the defensive end. He said we have to do a better job of communicating and helping each other out. They're getting too many easy looks. Let's make it hard on them. Kevin, they're going to have to if they're going to slow down the hot shooting of their opponent.
Thank you, David.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Farrell passes to the professor. And again, Los Angeles with the triple. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for Los Angeles.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Knocks down the three ball.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Now here's Lewis. Here's Farrell. And Lewis has it in the corner. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
Here's Hall. Williams with the block. The three from Johnson, and another three for Minnesota. They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
And the pass to Sharp. And he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
Passes to Hall. Here's Anabogu. And another three for Minnesota.
Yeah, it's such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter.
Here's the professor. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Hines, Lewis covering. Here's Clark. 5 to shoot. Fires from 18. Pass to Hines. Here's Clark. There's the pass to Hall. Anibogu kicks to Clark. Second chance shot. And no good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Earlier in the game, they had a 19-point lead. Here's the professor. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. And Los Angeles leads by 16. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Timberwolves. Passes it to Hall. Pass to Anabogu. It's blocked. Takes a three. They get it back. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Here's the professor. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. See you later.